Hi everyone. Welcome back to the football show with Neeraj and Yash. Today we're previewing the first semi-final of the Euro 2020. It's Spain versus Italy. Neeraj, what are your thoughts on the two teams that have made it through and their journeys so far?
Hi, Yash. So it's been a very interesting Euro so far. Both of them have had very contrasting journeys. Italy were extremely convincing in the group stages, while Spain was actually up and down. Came into the knockout round, and just before that itself, they got 5 goals. So they got 10 goals across 2 games, and
Mm-hmm.
we saw them actually struggle a bit against Switzerland. Right? They took it down to the penalty
Yeah,
shootout,
absolute
and
snooze fest.
so so it's very contrasting journeys that they've had. Very hard to decide who is looking better. I think Italy are looking a lot more functional, whereas Spain still were not sure about what the 11 is. I think we'll discuss that later. But my thought is
Yeah.
Italy looks a little better at the moment.
Yeah, it goes back to what you were saying about a striker. Having an out and out striker to put the ball in the back of the net. I think the Italians are just that much more clinical compared to the Spanish. I mean, they have people who can. So Insigne came up with an absolute beauty.
Wow,
Um, so
absolutely.
I mean, he just dribbled past a couple of defenders and like put in the net. But yeah, that's something that the Spanish definitely lack. And if they're struggling to pierce a Switzerland defense, I am not sure. How they're going to make it past and the famous Italian defense, which is clicking back into gear now.
True. And it's not like Italy is like the old Italy, which is just defending. We're seeing beautiful football, which we used to see with Spain. Obviously, not that tiki-taka football, but you're seeing Barella, Verratti all performing well. Up front, Insigne is very lethal. You have Chiesa on one side. You have other players also clicking in. So it's a very good team that we're seeing. And obviously, getting past Italy will be a difficult task. But one very important thing that I've noticed with Italy is compared to all the other teams, they know how to manage a game. They might be up,
Hmm.
they know that, okay, let's stick in, let's not let the other team play. Their game management is actually pretty good. That's one thing you have to give Italy credit for.
Right. And it's not just honest play. Also, it's quite typical of the Italian dark arts to show up in a tournament. So the moment they're protecting a lead, you see players dropping like flies. We all know what happened with Immobile. He was fouled and he was on the ground. And then Barella does some magic and puts the ball in the back of the net, and suddenly he gets up and joins in the celebration. Like, weren't you just fouled a couple of minutes ago and you were lying flat on the ground? So yeah, typical Italian game management. But what they've got going for them actually is the leadership of Chiellini. I mean, I remember before the tournament, I had my doubts
Hmm.
because he's aging and but it seems like the modern day strikers don't have it in them to get past the 36-year-old Chiellini. So
There's
yeah.
Bonucci next to him as well, right? So they function so well together. Just the one thing I think Spinazzola's loss is going to really hurt them because he's been one of their best players in the tournament, apart from Insigne as well. But he
Mhm.
will be a huge loss, don't you think?
Yeah. He keeps bombing down that right flank, constant supply. And it's a shame, actually. He's had a brilliant tournament until now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think Spain have enough threat. I mean, they have decent players like Sarabia has played really well. But, Moreno and Morata have their own little missed competition going on, actually. Who misses the most chances this Euro?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, even though they put 10 goals past in a couple of games, I still don't think they have the cutting edge on the quality
Hmm.
to take on the Italians. Just moving on to the prospective 11s. Now that Spinazzola isn't there,
Yeah.
how do you think the Italian team is going to be shaping up?
I think most of the team is very settled, right? Everybody else
Hmm.
is performing pretty well. So Donnarumma at the back, you have the centre back pairing we mentioned already. Spinazzola is not there, and I think he will be replaced by Emerson on the left. That's something that really concerns me because Emerson is Chelsea's third choice left back behind Marcos Alonso. So that's an area where
Right.
they can really exploit. Spain can exploit. And on the right side, we had Di Lorenzo playing, and he conceded that penalty as well. So there's a chance that Florenzi might get back. Midfield again is pretty settled. They have Barella, they have Verratti in the middle of the midfield. Maybe the third midfielder might have changes because they've been switching around, but I think Jorginho would play with Verratti and Barella. And up front, again, it's pretty settled. I think Chiesa would start. There are chances that Berardi might, but it's a very settled lineup. And you know who's going to come off the bench as well. And off the bench, they've been getting important goals. Even Spain has, but those were third goals, fourth goals. But Italy are finding goal scorers all across the pitch, and that's very important.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I more or less agree with that team. I don't think. I think Matteo Pessina deserves a start, but the midfield is a little too congested for Pessina to get that start. So that's a bit of a shame actually, but that's how it is. But yeah, apart from that, 100% agree with that team. For Spain, I'm not too sure about what kind of 11 they're going to put out because of the consistent like struggles up front.
Yeah.
But I think the two missed masters, Moreno and Morata, I think they're going to start.
Both of them? You would start both of them in a semi-final?
Yeah, I mean, what other option do they have? They've got Dani Olmo off the bench, who I thought would probably, be one of the breakout stars of the Euros. He's played well, but he hasn't got the finishing. He hasn't set the tournament alight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm not too sure about what he's gonna deploy, Luis Enrique. But yeah, I mean, if there's anyone who knows how to win clutch games, it's probably Luis Enrique. We've seen him do it time and time again with Barcelona.
Yeah.
So,
but he has an Italian mastermind in Roberto Mancini up against, so he will not have it easy. Like you mentioned, I'm not very sure about the Spain 11 as well. We know Unai Simon will play after that disaster in the first knockout round. He's actually picked himself up pretty well, made important saves and very, very important saves in the penalty shootout. So his confidence will be very high. Azpilicueta on the right, and we know that Laporte will be in the middle. Alba on the...
Torres.
So would you pick Torres or would you pick Eric Garcia? Because if you have Pau Torres, you have two left-footed centre backs. That's a question which even I had.
Yes. It's Pau Torres versus Eric Garcia. But what Pau Torres has shown is the ability to pop up in the opposition box, win the header. So he's dangerous. Yes, his passing as well. So he's dangerous from set pieces. So if Enrique wants to bring that element in, he'd probably go with the centre back pairing of Pau Torres and Laporte. Is what I think. Pedri has been brilliant.
Yeah, I was just coming to Pedri. Imagine a 17-year-old, 18-year-old playing all through the tournament, 120 minutes matches almost. That's extremely, extremely amazing, right, Pedri?
Yeah, and when I thought about Tiki Taka in the beginning, I didn't have Pedri in mind. I had Busquets in mind when I was talking. But Pedri has just burst onto the scene, and he looks like he's been playing Tiki Taka since he was 8 or 9 years old. He looks so assured in the middle of the pitch. So I mean, Barcelona have a real talent on their hands in the form of Pedri.
Yeah,
superb.
Pedri would start. You would have Busquets in the holding mid. This other position is again one thing that I am not very sure about. Koke has been starting all the games, but would you want someone like Thiago to come into the team and kind of unlock? Koke is a good player, is a very, very good player, captain of Atletico. But if you want to unlock a very solid defense like Italy, would you want someone like Thiago? I would actually try out Thiago maybe when you have someone like Busquets holding the midfield. And up front, when you have Morata, do you want another one like Gerard Moreno, or would you choose one out of the two? Ferran Torres, I believe, is going to start. Sarabia has been doing well. So would you pick both of them? That's another question that I had.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. I didn't really think it through, but Yeah, I mean, he's got to have someone on the left, right?
Yeah.
It's either Olmo or it's Moreno. So, sorry, not on the left, on the right,
Right,
because on the
right.
left Sarabia is going to play. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's the point there. I mean, does he go with Olmo or does he go with Moreno? But Morata will definitely start. He has the manager's backing,
That's
sadly,
true.
but he has the manager's backing, so he's definitely gonna start that game.
They have options. I think they will have options to choose from. Just that nobody is convincing enough to actually be in that 11. That's the reverse with Italy. I think everybody is settled in there. Here you have a lot of unconvincing players or who are doing well but are at the same level. So
Right.
Olmo, Oyarzabal, you have Ferran Torres, Moreno, Morata, Sarabia up front. Who do you choose? We'll just know when Luis Enrique picks right at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
We'll have to wait
Yeah.
for that. What's your prediction for the game? Who do you think is going to go through?
2-0 Italy. I don't think
Clean
Spain
sheet
will
as well.
score. Yeah. Yeah.
I think 2-1. I think they will
Oh,
unlock the Italy defense.
okay.
With one goal,
So
someone
you're going with a
will step
2-1.
up. Yeah, somebody would step up, but
Okay.
Italy will manage the game. Like you said, all the dark arts coming in, knowing how to get to the final. I think it'll be 2-1. 2-0, I wouldn't be surprised, but I think it would be 2-1.
Yeah. So thanks, Neeraj. It was nice talking to you about Italy versus Spain. That was our preview for the match. Stay tuned for the final preview where we'll be discussing the winners of this match. So thanks for watching.